Good morning, church. Last week, Pastor Nathan talked about trials and grief and how those affect us, especially when we don't have God in the picture. A number of years ago, we went through this program at church called How We Love. And How We Love took each individual person, we took a test, and it gave us a result that characterizes us as the avoider, the pleaser, the vacillator, the controller, the victim, or the secure connector. And, at any given time, we fall within one of these categories. But what it does is it tells us that each category, or how we are currently, is impacted by our past, right? Everything that we've done in the past or experienced in the past, especially even through childhood, and it even goes back further, even to when we were infants, impacts our relationships, our marriage, our health, our finances, and anything else that is going on in our life, and it carries forward. Because of all these, a lot of times how we act and how we behave is dependent upon, our past. And as we look at this, it's a past that sometimes we have control over, sometimes we don't have control over, and we're impacted by our external circumstances. But what happens, or what do we do now that we notice that when we are in trials, what do we do with that trial, and how do we look at that, and how do we approach it? Because John 2:16 says, "For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world." And if you look at our marriage, our relationships, our health, a lot of times we're experiencing, poor health, or things we say that we can do to work out and to eat better, and when we look at our finances, a lot of times we forgo what we need for what we want, right? We don't need a new iPhone, we don't need a new car, but we want those, and that comes at the expense of our finances, and it could impact your family, yourself, as well as others, and just putting you in debt because these are the things, the lust of the eyes, right? What we want, and we also look at substance abuse, alcohol, smoking, these items, drugs, right? These things that we look at and we turn to are not what is from God, right? So when that happens, we spiral into this trial that God is putting us through, and He wants to see us come out of this. Corinthians 10:13 says, "No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability, but with the temptation, He will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it." See, church, God has a way out for us. And even through that, if you listen to Pastor Nathan's sermon, we can still praise God, we can still love God, we can still love others while we are going through these trials, and know that God will deliver us from them. God has not given us something we cannot overcome. And anything you believe that you can't overcome, again, give it to God, and He will be there for you. I hope this short message blesses you during the week. I will see you on Sunday, and have a blessed week. Thanks.